So I'm at the courthouse. It's 10 after 2. And I have my poster and court transcripts. There's Hunter right there. Hunter. Oh, yeah.
He's one of these rooms over here.
I've spoken with
Park, I know.
Correct.
He sent me a. Here you go.
After you.
Let's do whatever, either one.
Table's bigger.
What you got?
I've got everything I need to impeach this woman if she wants to impeach. And here are all the court transcripts.
Okay.
But here's also the appeals court brief. Here's much of the stuff that either the judge has in her records already, because, you know, I entered information into the court record. 42 pages worth of stuff exactly. And you can see there's the pseudo shrink report that you can see that I had already entered prior to, I mean, in the beginning of all this thing. Okay, let me find it. Through the right. Yeah, 42 pages, date and time stamped with the Superior Court time stamp of information, and much of this is duplicated. So DeMeo never read never read the information in the record. Had she read the information, you'll recall it's on the transcript that she said, I didn't read it. Had she read it, she couldn't have accepted the shrink's report, because the shrink says that there's dubious documentation. Now this is the kind of documentation that she got, okay? And you'll see there's signatures on it. This is from Department of Physics, Berkeley. You'll see here, this is court paperwork that I got from you and the prosecutor, where it says, you know, check marks for exculpatory or impeachment information. So I'm allowed to introduce exculpatory and impeachment information. All right, anyway. So anyway, all of this information, you will see, she turned and twisted upside down, or she left out. Because she used one or two snippets of information, like this snippet here, saying, shows that he's free of delusional thinking. Well, they were talking reevaluation shows. No time ever was I delusional. All right, I don't really care about that. I've got a loud tone of voice. Don't tell me how to speak. All right?
I don't want to.
All right, well, then we can move someplace else if you'd like to move someplace else. We can move outside if you'd like to move outside. But here's, you put this right by, and she got both of these letters. I've got it on film what she got today. I mean, just before I walked in, it was a rainy morning, and I've got it on film, everything, including the letter I asked her to sign, which would have been a protection had she signed it. No, I'm holding on to these. I'll show them to you. But you've got the psychiatrist here. Again, state, letterhead, signed statements. There's no, you know, I'm showing these to show competence to the shrink, okay? To show that I've been through this nightmare before, and people have said I'm competent. Here he's saying I'm competent. In the Sims motion, which is also, and by the way, this is already authenticated. State signature, state letterhead, signatures on that. I'll show you Rule 901 and 902.
I don't need to show me any rule.
Well, I can show them to you, and I'm going to anyway.
I know.
But you'll see here another state signed document where they denied habeas corpus while they tried to drug me. Here are the rules 902 and 902 of evidence that is self-authenticating. You will see that these are already self-authenticated. If you look at the Sims motion, that is also self-authenticated. She just forgot about the Sims motion. She just forgot about it. She got it. But the Sims motion says, I've always been competent. that government got property, that I was seized illegally, and she just forgets about that to make her perjury, to make her slander, because if she had used these things saying government got property, that I'm competent, that other people are saying I'm competent, this says Mr. Sebastian's capacity and competence to contract and capacity and competence to file complaints that should be answered by state and federal criminal and civil courts. This is a signed statement from a medical doctor with 43 years of doctoring. Okay, he's saying in here that I have a capacity to contract, always have. He's saying in here that there looks like there's intellectual property that the government has. He's saying in here, further regarding any intellectual property Mr. Sebastian may have and seemingly has, his right to have claims and complaints answered appropriately, as well as his right to court adjudication, should not at any time, present or past, have been or be denied under the rubric of mental health reasons. Now this is straight up shit. And this woman says, Mr. Sebastian also provided a document which should be his progress report from 2006 that noted he is free of any delusional thinking. That requires no psychiatric medication. The authenticity of some of these documents was considered questionable. Every one of these documents was signed by somebody else. Every one of these documents is clear as to what it portends. She took a little fraction of one and tried to flip everything that it said. That proves competence. That proves that I can show presumption of that. I brought the laws that show, presumption of competence is found on the record. I brought her the laws that showed that you're not allowed to be a puppet of the state, as for medical ethics. I've showed her all of this shit, excuse the language, and bottom line, she prevaricated.
Use the word shit in there.
Well, all right, I can use the words I want to use, and I've made more than a point of having to speak up on the record when I needed to. But you're not here to teach me civics lessons either. You're here to answer the duty of a lawyer.
Let's be clear.
Now, if you want to look at a duty of a lawyer, let me show you the duty of a lawyer. I built this for you. It cost me $100 and some because you couldn't seem to.
I like this.
You couldn't seem to download it, or from your email. Your face is on here, right by C.B. Dave. C.B. Dave's document is right there with his signature on it. Okay, that is a document that is an authenticated document, just like Sim's document right there is a document that's an authenticated document. And there's your picture on it, and there you are. And you know what? Your job is to show that this document that the shrink got was already authenticated. Where she says it's dubious, you say it's not dubious, it's already authenticated by law.
The word shrink is pejorative.
Well, you know what? She's not even that, ethically speaking. She is not a doctor by any means of the word. Now, you're looking at authenticated by law rule.
You want to show this to the judge, too?
I can show it to you. You can show it to the judge. You're supposed to. This will impeach that woman. This law will impeach that woman. Those documents, if you look at them, will not only impeach her, but they were talking malice of forethought. Because there's no way she can read those documents and write what she wrote. There's no way. You can't interpret it that way. You can't just make up and take a little piece of this and make up a fairy tale. These people are saying that I'm competent, that I've always been competent. There are all kinds of people saying there's property. You want to look at Department of Physics that says property? That went to government? You want to look at continuing duty to disclose, impeachment of information, okay? Continuing duty to disclose for the prosecutor.
Can I
the
take this with me?
No, you can't take this with you. I can present it to you in court, and I could present it to the judge, or you can present it to the judge. But bottom line, this could cost me money. Here is documentation the shrink got. What is?
Can I take a picture of it?
You can take a picture of it. Here's documentation the shrink got. What is, how did she put it, dubious about it? You have certified letters, you have the law, You've got Secret Service Agent Hosey and Judge C.B. Day's signature right there on public documents. They're public documents, that means they're already authenticated. You want me to read to you what evidence that is self-authenticating is? Do you want me to read to you what an authenticated document is? An authenticated document is basically to satisfy the requirement of authenticating or identifying an item of evidence, a document. The proponent must produce evidence sufficient to support a finding that the item is what the proponent claims it is. Okay? And all of these are saying that I'm competent. They've said that I've been competent. They're saying that there's property that went to government.
So is that
You're talking about theft by extortion.
Is self-authenticating the only hurdle in bringing a document in as evidence in a case? Because you still have to deal with the issue of hearsay, right?
Hearsay is not on a signed document, okay?
Yes, it is. Absolutely. A piece of paper.
All right, my friend. You know what? You want to read this out loud to me, and you want to read this out loud to me, because I'm not going to play games with you. I will read it to you.
You can't read 901 without also reading.
All right. Well, I'm not trying to play lawyer. What I'm telling you is those are documents the shrink got.
Well, you are playing lawyer.
No, I'm telling you those are documents. So you're telling me that these documents are dubious? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me? Are they dubious? You want to ask Sims if they're dubious, like this with camcorder on?
That's fine.
All right, I didn't think you did. Fine. Okay, so now you've been given notice. I've got it on record. This is where they try to drop me dead, with drugs that would drop you dead while denying habeas corpus. Now, you think this is a game.
Can I pick this up?
You can pick that up, absolutely. You can look at anything. Fact is, if you want to keep most anything, I've got duplicates of most everything in terms of the documents that Shrink got, and I can show you the tapes of what she got the morning that I went to the meeting. I can also show you a tape of everything that happened in the meeting. It was 18 plus minutes, not 25 minutes. She lied about everything she said. She didn't say things that she said she said.
Can I?
On her report, I can blow this woman out of the water.
The